This is a place I've never been before, despite the fact I grew up right down the road. This here is a bus stop in southern New Jersey. It might not look like much, because it's not. Growing up in New Jersey, everybody drives, mostly out of necessity. I'd heard many grueling stories of experiences on public transport here. Did you hear about the homeless man that once cut a hole in the bus seat to take a poop? Oh, that doesn't sound nice. But since moving to London, I've spent the entirety of my adult life taking public transport. Tubes, buses, anything I can really get my hands on, and so does everyone there. It's great. So now that I'm back in New Jersey, I thought, oh, I've never actually taken the public transport here. It can't be that bad, right? Today we're gonna find out. My name is Evan Edinger, and today I'm gonna be doing a little bit of an experiment to see how difficult it is to get around my American suburban hometown using only public transportation. No cars allowed. I've used public transport networks all around the world, and so I've used that knowledge to craft a fair itinerary, in my opinion. Usually the easiest part of any public transport network is the arterial route into the city. So we're gonna start this challenge off quite simple, try and find a way into Philadelphia. And then we're going to get a little bit more difficult as the video goes on. So without further ado, let's go head back to that bus stop and see if it's finally arrived yet. So I've already been standing at this bus stop for about 25 minutes now. I've not seen anyone else walk by. I've not seen anyone else waiting for the bus. And there's been no buses. The easiest thing that a township or city could do to increase public transport ridership, more signage and make it more obvious that this is a bus stop. I lived in this area for literally 22 years of my life, and I never once knew there was a bus stop here. There is a sign, yes. But what also needs to happen here is a shelter, a bench. And if the bus is only once an hour, that's really useless for most people. I've wasted 30 minutes of my day, and I'd already be in Philly by now if I just hopped in a car. So there we go. Now, the only way I was actually even able to find this bus stop here was using the transit app. It seems to be, for this area, a lot better than Google Maps. According to this app, the 408 bus to Philly should be here in about 9 minutes. This will be my first time on a bus in New Jersey, and I'm both excited and a little bit scared, to be honest. I don't know what to expect. Oh no, it's changed to 12 minutes. What do you mean? I mean, at least it's live updates, but I swear to God, this said 9:50 at first, and now it's 10:20. Refresh. It just keeps getting delayed, so good start to the day. I hate that it tells you right here, you can just get an Uber and it takes you 26 minutes. Oh, I'm sorry, I stand corrected. There is a bus shelter. It's all the way over there. We did it! The bus is here! Yes, 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 all right.
In London and many other European cities, you pay the same amount no matter how long your journey.
All right.
Which is why I already made my first mistake right out of the gate.
All good?
Well, I need to know where you're going.
Oh, sorry, mate. Philadelphia, Reading Terminal Market.
I had to first tell the driver where I was going so he could put the correct charge on screen for me to pay.
Thank you.
It's a skill issue on my part. I'll take that. I quickly found my seat on my first ever bus in my home state. Honestly, I was quite impressed. The bus felt more like a coach in terms of its features and comforts. No London bus I've ever been on has had seat lighting or vent control, and this bus was air-conditioned, which made it even more nice, and more American, I suppose. I put on my seatbelt, relaxed against the comfy seat rest, and enjoyed the views traveling across South Jersey and the eventual Delaware River. I'd noticed in my app we had to take a bit of a detour to the usual route today, but it was only a further couple minutes, so not too bad. Plus, it did give me the chance to notice that a passenger sharing the bus with me also had a British accent.
I see you around. Either here or there.
All right. Well, have a good one.
Sounds good, Evan. I'll check it out later. I'll drop you a message. Good luck with it.
Thank you. Have a nice one.
Just two Brits on a bus.
Thank you very much. Do they thank the bus driver in this country? I don't know. We've made it to Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. Wow, this was so close. The bus took me from where I was in South Jersey all the way to the Reading Terminal Market right here where I wanted to go. So that's actually quite convenient. And look, we got crosswalks. Wish we could get this in South Jersey, eh? So after a few delays, I've now made it to Reading Terminal Market inside central Philly. If you didn't know, Philadelphia is actually very famous for its pretzels. So I'm gonna head in, grab myself a quick pretzel dog from Miller's Twist, and then we need to carry on our adventure. Well, I guess I need to cross at a pedestrian crossing, eh?
Reading Terminal Market is a massive enclosed public market in central Philly that originally opened in 1893 under the elevated train shed of the Reading Railroad. Yes, that Reading Railroad from the Monopoly board. Despite at one point being one of the most prosperous businesses in the USA, Reading Railroad went bankrupt in 1971 due to increased competition from federally funded infrastructure for cars and big trucks. But luckily, the market still stands.
Can I please have the all-beef pretzel dog? Do you recommend the cheese? Yeah, I'll go for it if you're recommending the cheese. They look scrumptious.
Anything else for you?
That would be everything, thank you.
I snagged myself a pretzel cheese dog with some cinnamon pretzel twists from Miller's Twist.
Thank you, have a great day.
And as you can imagine, they were excellent.
Well, that was delicious, but this isn't supposed to be how to survive public transport in a city. We need to head back to the burbs.
My next stop is the Jersey suburb of Haddonfield. I've heard it's one of the most walkable towns in all of South Jersey, and it's supposedly hiding something that you would never expect to find in an American suburb. So I left Reading Terminal Market to find the nearest station. That's right, Philly does get a lot of flack in the media, but at least it's got some train lines. This guy must not have wanted to pay, so he just pushed past the barriers. Surprising, as well, as my ticket to Haddonfield only cost me $2.60, which I'll happily pay to support better public transit.
I think we'll sit at the front of the train here, so.
And I found a seat up front so I could check out the beautiful view out the window as I headed over the Delaware River back to my home state. Despite the fact that many Americans who have never taken public transit have strong opinions on it being crowded and awful, my experience as someone who has differs greatly. Compared to every other public transit system I've ridden, from London to Paris to Saigon, which all have an open design to transport more people, the seats on this Patco train are laid out way less efficiently, but in exchange provides every passenger way more room and way more privacy. And with the seats being quite comfy too, it sort of felt like a premium economy offering rather than a standard train. And this train carriage also has ads on it, like most do. This one happened to be for a local treat, Rita's Water Ice. But just like that, my 24-minute journey was gone in a flash, and I made it to one of the final stops on this train line, where things should start to get a lot more difficult.
All right, easy mode over. Time we get a little bit more serious. So far, this experience has actually been so much better than I was expecting for public transport in South Jersey. But to be fair, so far all we've really done is go from a South Jersey suburb to the city and to a different South Jersey suburb from said city. Now, it's time to step up the difficulty a bit. We're going to have to go from suburb to suburb. I've now made it to Haddonfield Station. Not so bad. Honestly, the train experience in the Patco was really nice. They arrive every 15 minutes. They were clean. Seats were nice. The biggest problem now is, well, where it's taken me. Just a giant parking lot. So, not what you'd hope for as you get off a train. Maybe some sort of shops or high residential, like high density housing. No, it's just an incredibly giant parking lot. There's literally nothing to see and do except for parking. Luckily, I know there should be a really nice high street in that direction, so it's time to head to Haddonfield proper. There's a way out right here.
In a hilarious American twist, this parking lot exit merely led me
Still in a giant parking lot.
to another parking lot.
Oh my God, that looks like some nice stuff over this way. So, after walking through that giant parking lot, we got a nice little cicada up there. We've made it to Haddonfield proper. Now this is, I would say, the most West London looking town in Jersey I've ever seen. It's blown me away the way this looks. This looks like a properly designed town.
I'm not kidding. I went from 3 nested parking lots into suddenly a fully pedestrianized side street featuring a sandwich shop with outdoor seating, a thrift shop, and a very curious statue.
All things considered, not too bad. Just a couple minutes walking through a bit of parking lot to get to here, which is a high street that I would say looks so much like Chiswick, where I'm from in London. It's very surprising. This here is actually the dinosaur that represents this area of Haddonfield, because the first ever, like, mostly intact dinosaur in North America was found here near Haddonfield. So he's a little statue to represent that. Quite nice. Now I'm heading this way because about 3 minutes down this nice looking high street, there should be a British themed gift shop. So we'll see how that is. So far, public transit, not so bad, until hard mode.
Haddonfield was a breath of fresh air. Wide sidewalks on either side of the road, loads of places to sit and relax, ice cream parlors, tea shops. It was like I'd accidentally gotten my flight home early. And the biggest difference I noticed walking along this high street compared to most parts of the US? There were actually people here. So many US towns and suburbs give off an eerie vibe due to just how few people are out and about. But in Haddonfield, there were adults and children everywhere enjoying their lives in all the unique little shops and restaurants along the road. It just goes to show that this style of human-first urban design can not only exist in America, but flourish. And yeah, this street design does feel British, but wait, what's that? A British flag? Well, I guess no English-style high street is complete without an English gift shop.
All right, so this definitely has piqued my interest as someone who spent 13 years living in the UK. An English gardener gift shop. Little British flag out front, pub decor. Let's see how authentic this place is. Let's see. Very excited. Wow.
Part of me expected this little English shop to not really be too authentic, but I was actually quite impressed. They had dairy milks, British crisps, and a huge assortment of real British foods in the freezer.
We got bangers, hot cross buns. Interesting. Oh my God, pies, scones. Are you from Haddonfield?
I was born in England, grew up in Haddonfield.
Oh, what part of England? Oh, that's very nice.
That's my wife, Denise.
Oh, hi, Denise. Yeah. I'm actually from Deptford, down the way, but I've lived in London for 13 years. I'm doing a video on public transport in South Jersey. This is my little destination in Haddonfield because I figured.
All your food's here.
Absolutely, we got Vimto. You got any squash? Okay, I might get some. Thank you so much. This is such a cute little shop. So if I ever forget to get my mom a gift in London, I just have to pick it up here. We got some Ribena. You can actually get good blackcurrant squash in South Jersey, it turns out. Wow, nice. So cool. Whew. All right, so I've had my fun. We've now made it out of the lovely British shop, and some things I like about Britain. Some things not so much. This has been quite nice this day, but also we did have a bit of a delay in the morning. It's time to step it up a notch. Now we're gonna be going from Haddonfield to Mantua. I'm in the mood for some ice cream from my favorite custard stand in New Jersey, which is Dippy's. I don't know how we're gonna get there, but we're gonna have to check the transit app, and hopefully it's not gonna take me too long. I know it should only take me about maybe 18 minutes by car. Let's see how long it takes by bus. Now, despite the fact this is probably one of the nicest parts of South Jersey I've ever seen, this is what we have yet again for a bus stop. Just a sign, you can't even see it when you're walking on these lovely sidewalks. The only seating here is for this restaurant, so you're not really supposed to do that. That's for private business, you know? Bit upsetting of all the areas, you'd think this one would have it together. This has been a nice challenge for me where I don't have to go anywhere at very specific times, but for people that are, relying on public transport, they need some regular service they can rely on. In this situation, I've got another 10 minutes until the bus is supposedly going to arrive to pick me up to take me to a place where I have to switch to another bus. But I've actually been waiting about 25 minutes just kind of meandering around this town. Hopefully this bus isn't too delayed, but the only reason it's so nice for me at the moment is because I don't have anywhere to be. I'm just trying to see if I can make it before sundown to finish my itinerary. Oh God, that's not a flat white at all. Oh, this country. Well, what are you gonna do?
After a 35-minute wait for the bus, or nearly the time it would take me to drive to my end destination and back, I finally caught the bus.
Oh, they just left me. Oh, he's gonna stop. Thank you. Oh my God. Sorry, I waved. It's sorry, not your fault, mine. Thank you very much.
Compared to the previous bus I'd taken today, this one was more of the traditional style I was used to, featuring lots of different kinds of seating and a lot of standing space. Plus, this bus even had a convenient display showing upcoming stops and when one was requested. The seats weren't as comfortable, but they didn't have to be. It was a good old bog standard bus.
Thanks, Travis. All right.
That said, the main issue with this bus...
You might be wondering why I'm in Gloucester City. It seems like this is where I have to wait for my next bus to actually get to where I want to go. Gotta do a changeover. Nothing direct to Mantua, is there?
It just sort of plopped me out miles from where I was actually trying to go. So along with the 35-minute wait for the first bus and a random detour, it took a total of 1 hour and 2 minutes to travel just over 8 kilometers. And that wasn't even halfway to where I was trying to go.
Let's see, when's the next one? Oh God, are you joking? The next bus to Mantua is in 1 hour and 3 minutes. Well, right. Are you serious? There's the stop. Are you joking? There's no other way. They can't just drop me off here with 1 hour to get to the next one, right? That can't be right. All right, no, okay, it looks like there is a bus that's coming in 30 minutes. There's buses on that side seem to be going, that's nice. Jaywalking is scary in this country. This is the 57. Excuse me, is this going towards Mantua? Ah, got it, thank you. Well, at least this bus stop sort of has a place for me to sit and a bin.
So all I could do was sit and waste time waiting on the side of this wall in Gloucester City until I could finally carry on my journey. One of the main perks of public transit that Americans often overlook is the human element that many of them fear. There's a genuine added life benefit to interacting with those around you as opposed to the quiet isolation that comes from driving everywhere alone. I never would have had a lovely chat with that fellow Brit I'd shared my first bus with had I taken a car, and it turns out that wouldn't be the last unexpected conversation of my day.
Is this bus usually late?
I don't know. My bus is 4 weeks.
I've never taken the bus before today, but it's actually not bad.
I love it.
It's great.
Listen, I work in Woodbury
Yeah,
and I work overnight. And
it works, right? Yeah. So after you? Thank you very much.
Woodbury.
Oh yeah, that's where I'm going. There's a nice custard stand in Mantua, yeah. What's your name?
Oh, Denise.
Nice to meet you, Denise. Evan.
Evan, thank you.
Despite this being my first day taking public transit in my home state and not knowing much at all, Denise was a pro and shared lots of tips with me about the best apps and journeys from her experience.
Oh, so basically I'm shooting a video on how the bus system is in New Jersey. And my parents were like, you gotta be scared of the bus. And instead, today, I spent the entire day just on the bus. Everything's fine. Perfect.
Finding your, you know.
I wish there were more of them.
Get the app after you use.
Transit.
You can put in all your favorites.
Oh, and that one's accurate?
Yeah, so you punch in your favorites.
Oh.
Like how much shopping so don't miss the bus.
Yeah. So basically, you'd say that the public transport isn't that bad here.
No,
It could be better, but
but
yeah.
just because they have more places that you can get the bus.
Yeah.
But I like it.
All right.
Good luck, Mike.
Nice chatting with you, Denise. Hope you have a nice day.
Having that chat with someone who uses the public transit here so regularly really made me feel quite optimistic about the whole system in the US. Maybe it's not as bad as everyone says.
Thanks, driver.
That is until I got off the bus and immediately remembered why nobody walks here.
Another parking lot. See you later.
I was dropped off on the side of a highway.
Dippy's ice cream, at long last. An hour and a half of walking, but we've now made it to get some frozen custard from the best place in all South Jersey. I wish we had a sidewalk here, to be honest. Oh, there's sidewalks on the other side, but it also sort of ends right there. Drivers are not gonna let me go. The pedestrian infrastructure in this state is abhorrent. The buses might be good, actually, but the pedestrian stuff, this is a joke. It's hostile.
Even though a state-run bus dropped me off here, the state have not provided me, or any other pedestrian, with literally any pedestrian infrastructure, including any legal way to cross this giant strode. Under New Jersey law, I'm only allowed to cross at a signalized intersection. But here on Route 45, there's no crosswalk, no signal, so instead, I had to exercise one of the new freedoms that I gained moving to the UK. The freedom to actually cross a road. Just not as safely.
I'm gonna do it. All right, he's jaywalking. Oh boy, all right. Nailed it. Look at this, the sidewalk just ends right there. I've driven so much in this state. Never once have I taken public transport, never once have I walked in areas like this. By maneuvering without using my car, it's just so different. I never expected to experience it like this. Oh my God, look at this. The sidewalk just, what is this? Got a big old, all right.
So, nearly 3 hours after I decided to travel the 19 kilometers from Haddonfield, I had now made it to my favorite custard stand for a little treat.
Wow! Wow, that's actually really nice. Wow.
Little did I know, the worst journey was still yet to come.
Now a little treat for myself, since I've successfully taken the bus all over the south of the state. A little Dippy's with the rainbow jimmies. My God, incredible. Turns out they make homemade pumpkin ice cream. I had a little sample. I had to get the whole thing. So the bottom of this is actually pumpkin. Sure, it might have taken me a bit of time to get here, but I was able to use my phone and stuff, so that's quite nice. And hey, I got my ice cream. My plan now is to finish up this lovely ice cream, and then I've got to find my way back to Deptford where I've parked my car. Hopefully, that doesn't take too long. On the map, it looks really close. We'll see how public transit does for the hardest and final challenge.
As I was finishing my ice cream, I stuck around for a minute to grab some B-roll of the custard stand, but then I checked my transit app, and for the first time all day, it said the bus was due. Right now.
Oh. Oh.
Thankfully, I just made it to the bus stop in time.
All good? No problem.
After sitting on the bus for a further 30 minutes in the complete wrong direction as was prescribed so I could actually catch the only bus going to Deptford, I was plopped out on the side of another road.
Where are we? Westville?
But for the first time today, I was actually given a proper bench.
Wow. Nice place to sit. This can't be right. There are no options. Maybe I say leave in 15 minutes. Maybe that's because it's delayed.
But it turns out my next bus stop was supposedly on the other side of this intersection, so I needed to quickly have a walk around.
Oh, we got another bench. The bin is one of those barrels that you burn shit in, and this isn't attractive, but hey, nice sidewalk, nice water tower, and a service center. What more could you want?
You might look at me waiting for my final bus of the day and be appalled at the state of the place I grew up, with its crumbling infrastructure, its dizzying mess of overhead wires, and even its sad excuse for a bin. And yet, as I looked up at that water tower through the assault on all of my senses, there remained an ever-present understanding and connection between me and this place. I'd never been on this bench before. Heck, I'd never even been in this part of South Jersey on foot before. Yet, everything in this mess around me felt familiar, like home. No matter where I go, no matter where I live, no matter what I learn, there will always be a part of this mess of a place that feels like home to me. A home I keep coming back to, hoping each time it's changed for the better. Or maybe I've just had too long waiting at this bench for the bloody bus and I'm just thinking too much. Wait, where was my bus again?
Mate, I've been here forever. Another 5 minutes. I've been waiting here for 30. Came up from around here. Had to come all the way up through there, stop here, and then come all the way back down. Yes, we must wait 4 minutes. It's supposedly here any second now, but it looks like it's gotten held up. Wait, oh, hey, it's a bus. We did it. Wait, that's not my bus. God damn it. I guess it's just me and this big blue barrel full of trash. You want to see? I don't know what I expected. All right, it says the bus is moving. If we are to trust this transit app, which so far has been pretty accurate, I could have gone from Dippy's to my car in about, I want to say 10 minutes. Instead, it's gonna end up taking me an hour and a half. What do I do if the bus doesn't arrive? I've been here for ages. I know I haven't missed it. Where's the bus? Oh, hell no. Transit app says, oh, we switched you to the next bus, which is arriving in an hour and a half. I'm still waiting. I would like him to arrive, please. Oh my God, there he is. There he is. I'm so excited. Hi, Naratikon Apartments. Card. Card, Apple Pay. Take your time, man. Sorry, it's my first day taking the buses on the old NJ Transit. It's been nice. Okay. Gracias, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're the first person I've met that moved out of reverse.
There's actually a Deptford.
So after a long day, I sat back on my final bus journey, watching the road I'd driven on countless times, but this time from a different perspective. And eventually, my journey came to an end, so I bid goodbye to the lovely people on board.
All right. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. You have a good day.
Me.
See ya. Yeah. See ya. And with that, I'm back where I started. And there's a shelter on this side. Isn't it nice? As opposed to that side over there.
Only to realize I had one final challenge.
Okay, I actually thought I could just be like, yeah, I got back to the original spot, but there's no crosswalk, so I guess I just gotta risk it for the biscuit. All right. Oh, God, this is insane. And there's all crumbling infrastructure. Look at this shit.
My mom warned me never to cross Delsey Drive.
All right, now I'm back to where it all started. I'll be honest, I went into this challenge a little bit anxious. From growing up here, I honestly was just a bit scared I might share the bus with a junkie or be dropped off in a rough area or something. But honestly, every single person I shared the bus with was just a normal person like you or me. There was nothing really to be afraid of. And it honestly made me think, I wonder how many other Americans have a lot of negative stigma about public transport, but they themselves have never once taken the transit in their local area. Just food for thought. Before today, I honestly would have been like, oh my God, no. We don't even have public transport in South Jersey, but we do. Sure, NJ Transit could use more shelters and they could use way more frequent service and maybe some more stops all over, but in terms of the function of the service, it works. It works slowly, but it does work. You can get from point A to B, just maybe with point C in the middle. If anything, this entire experience made me feel a lot more hopeful for the state of public transport in the USA, because the system that we currently have, it works, it just needs to be improved. And if we have the right person in charge, we could easily have more bus shelters, more frequent service, and even maybe converting our way too wide highways and roads to having a bus lane on every single road that can also double as a safe cycleway. We have such wide roads in this friggin' area, why not just have a lane of it just for buses, so buses don't have to wait in traffic, and also so that cyclists can actually have a safe place to get around. Encouraging that type of traffic is going to then take a lot of people out of their cars and improve the public transit service. But I guess it's hard to make change when people are so used to what they're used to. If everyone has all this negative stigma about public transport, it's really hard to change someone's mind if they haven't experienced any alternative yet. Living in London for so long genuinely changed the way I view public transport because it's so good there, but that doesn't mean that everywhere else is bad. So can I survive this American suburb using only public transit? Yeah, bit slowly, but yeah. And hey, I know I was waiting a lot, but I could also relax on the bus and look at my phone. Unlike all the New Jersey drivers I've seen so far this week on their phones while driving, I'm actually allowed to do that on the bus. It's not endangering anyone. If you want to look at your phone while driving, maybe go on the bus. Otherwise you're driving me crazy. Jesus Christ, the amount of people I've seen. But before I wrap this one up, let me just take a quick word to thank today's video sponsor. You might be wondering why I'm in the middle of the Sahara Desert. Well, that's because today's video is sponsored by Squarespace. That's right, Squarespace is your all-in-one website builder. Whether you want to build a website, a blog, a web store, you name it, you can actually build it very easily with today's video sponsor, Squarespace. Squarespace is so easy to use that I built my website using Squarespace. It only took me a few days like that. Actually, if you go on the Squarespace website, you can check out, before you do anything in particular, check out all the different professional looking templates that they have available for you to choose from. Pick one you like, tweak it to your fancy, and then boom, you've got yourself a nice little photography portfolio. Maybe a landing page, or hey, maybe you want to sell some knickknacks, bric-a-brac, and tchotchkes. Honestly, the sky's the limit. No one will desert your website because it'll be a beautiful little place for you to be yourself. In a world where everybody's going on these different social media things, you can actually have your own professional looking site to call your own. And if you'd like to build one, hey, if you use my link in the description or just go to squarespace.com/EvanEdinger, you can actually get 10% off. So thank you very much to Squarespace for sponsoring. I think I could use some water. Let's get back to the video. If you've taken public transit in any other American suburb, I really would like to hear from you in the comments. In the meantime though, I've got to go fly back to London. I'll see you next week. Goodbye. Wow, nice place to sit. Look at the, oh God, they sell kratom.